At a special school in Somerset, pupils are taking part in a business venture, and their teachers find that along with making a profit, there are many more benefits for these young entrepreneurs. Through the Young Enterprise Scheme, pupils from West Haven Special School with a range of complex learning difficulties have set up their own business.
We customise plant pots sometimes, and we get flowers, and we do it for special occasions like Christmas, Valentine's.
Now, if I could just ask our managing director, Joey, would you like to just tell us a few things of what you've been doing in order to prepare for this?
We've been preparing the vases and that, and how much we're going to sell them for and where we're going to sell them.
Okay.
It was something that we thought we needed to do because we're very interested in work-related learning, and Enterprise is really part of work-related learning. And we started off in a very small way, and the children here really took to it like ducks to water. They really got highly involved with all the activities that went on, and we felt it really improved their communication skills, their working as a team, and also, finally, their employability skills.
What's the big day we've been preparing for?
We've been preparing for Valentine's Day, we have.
We decided year 10 with the best year to start with. One, because they were maturing and they would understand the concept of business. And secondly, they weren't fully into their exam programmes.
Can you try and make sure your ribbons are straight? OK.
The latest project for Blooming Pots is to create, market and sell a product suitable for Valentine's Day with the support of their teachers and a volunteer business advisor.
Right. The first thing we said, we're going to put the Young Enterprise logo on. Why are we putting that on?
So somebody can contact us if they want us.
I've run my own businesses for the last 17 years. One was a shop in World High Street, which I ran in partnership with my wife. The other one is a business development company, which I do sales training, time management training, the whole sales strategy. So those are the reasons, really, that I'm able to talk to the children in the schools from a business perspective.
Without any words, you know what the company is, don't you? And you know what they do. And that's what we want our logo to do.
What you must remember that a lot of the teachers here and the support staff basically have been in teaching or been in schools for most of their life, or for very much a part of it. So Tony brings a completely different angle, a completely different approach to the way we run things.
That's the label, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we did. I help the children with a whole range of things. Communication is a major thing.
No, that's too similar.
Teamwork is another, and general learning skills about life outside of the classroom environment.
What was wrong with the business card?
With this particular project, then it's usually 2 or 3 times a month I come in. When there are special needs, like preparing for Valentine's Day and that building up, then I'll spend a couple of days, maybe a week to do that. It really depends on the particular project that's up for grabs.
Now, that doesn't normally happen.
West Haven School found Tony Smith through Young Enterprise, a national charity that supports enterprise education in schools. They run programmes to help partner schools with business volunteers throughout the UK.
Ask him if we could use the garden centre to sell some of our products. Yeah?
You might even want to take some of those leaves off.
We try not to make the enterprise a bolt-on in terms of the curriculum, and we try to incorporate it as much as we possibly can into the different subjects. But every so often we'll have an enterprise day where we'll come off timetable and we'll divide the group up. Now for the Valentine's product, we divided a group up into a production line where we had them putting the glass jars together, putting the roses in, putting the glass baubles in. We had another group doing the advertising and setting up the website. We also had another group who would design the labels and then printing out the labels. We also had another group who were actually printing out T-shirts, because we've got our own logo, designed by their own logo, and we've got a machine that actually sews the logos on the T-shirts, and they decided on black T-shirts, so a group was doing that. And finally, we had another group who were replanting the Christmas trees that we hadn't sold.
They're going to be left in there, and hopefully I think that they're going to grow a bit and we're going to sell them this Christmas.
We have to do it all on the computer first, like write the names and everything. Then we have to take the memory card out of the computer and put it in the machine and just really thread up the machine, and then that's about it.
Have a go at the silver sheet.
A project like the Enterprise scheme is amazingly relevant to a lot of young kids today as well. Everybody is aware of things like the Alan Sugar programme. There are all kinds of role models out there for kids. They set up their own companies and they make a product and develop a product right the way through from the beginning, right till the end. Not only gives them experience of what that's like, so developing something and the kind of different steps that you would go through that they can then apply to other subjects, other parts of the curriculum at school.
Now for that, you'll need to put the yellow tip in, still with a little ring in it, don't lose a little ring.
We're really covering a huge number of areas. I mean, from the point of view of the project that we're doing at the moment, Blooming Pots, we're actually covering English because we're looking at stuff to do with media. We're covering maths because there's things to do with measurement and to do with money and working out costings. We're covering science for the plants that we grow because that's horticultural science. ICT, a huge amount of ICT, and actually preparing things for booklets and flyers and tickets. They're using design technology to actually put the pots together and to do their embroidery on all their different pieces. So I should think across the curriculum virtually, you could get almost any subject involved in Young Enterprise depending on what you were looking for as an outcome.
That one's the best one.
And why is that?
Because it's nice and straight.
Yeah.
It helps me to understand what actually goes on inside a business. So, and I think that it's helping the teachers to understand it as well. So basically, it's helping everyone.
How are you doing? Where's your roses? You do roses in that one, is that?
I think I can do quite well because they don't look cheap or anything. I think they look quite professional, so hopefully I'll make a lot of money.
At the end of a busy day, the pupils gather for a board meeting chaired by Joey.
Minutes from last meeting. Can everyone read through them?
We run our board meetings as professionally as we possibly can. Through Tony Smith's help, we decided that we would do it as any normal company would. His ideas tend to be listened to and taken on board by the company and by the pupils themselves. So he's a big asset.
So you'll actually have the trophy presented to you on Wednesday. So that's good news.
We normally set an hour for our company meetings because they happen after school, and pupils do stay after school for that.
We got some ribbon, and before we put the beads in, we rolled the ribbon round and sellotaped it.
A lot of it will be sort of discussion, persuasion, speaking skills, presentation skills, all that sort of stuff. With something like that, they have to be able to apply themselves in lots of different ways.
We designed some gift cards with Happy Valentine's Day on them.
It's very difficult, obviously, for some of the pupils to maintain the standing in terms of trying to maintain a board meeting or even the company without teacher input, because obviously they're learning all the time.
Dan, have you worked out a way to attach the tags to the vases?
No, we haven't worked out a way to do it yet, but we sure will.
Particularly the first.
Amazingly enough, our pupils are really aware of other pupils' strengths, and they chose people to be finance director, like the person who's best at maths, and they chose somebody else who's really articulate to be the managing director. And for them, it was working to people's strengths, and that was really, really good. And it also made us aware of how much they knew about each other.
Today we were designing the T-shirts for our company. I sewed the back to the front. And I've done it twice, not just once.
It's been a gradual process, but the pupils are now taking ownership of their business. Now that may sound silly to sort of say, well, we started a business and they haven't taken ownership, but they're actually now starting to realise how important it is that they're running it, and sometimes they will take over and they will sort of supersede what the teachers are saying, which is great because it means that their confidence is growing.
Could I give you one of these? It's just that we've started our own business.
What we're doing is we're selling roses at Saunders Garden Road. We were actually going to sell some at the disco, but it was actually postponed, so we've got to do them at Saunders Garden Road instead. Small vase, £2.49 each.
Sometimes in the normal curriculum, whereas they might be doing maths or reading and they find that difficult, they find that suddenly they blossom when they're in the front of a stall on a market stall selling their wares and they're talking to the public, and suddenly they find a niche and they're able to succeed and show just how strong that they can be and what their strengths are.
There you go, sir, here's your change. Would you like it wrapped?
Our young people aren't frightened to go and speak to members of the public, which is, a big advantage. They're not sort of shy and backward in coming forward. And so I believe that they got quite a lot of people interested early in the morning this morning.
We've got a kidney vase, bud vase, and a small vase. I've learnt how to get to persuade customers to buy them.
It makes everybody more confident. When they're doing stuff, and it helps me with my maths a bit because we're doing real money, and on the stall, we have to use all the money, we have to give them change now, and it sometimes gets a bit too much, so you have to get somebody else to help you.
If you want one of these, it's
The Valentine's gifts was a complete success. We sold 29 units out of the 30. We still have one left, if you would like that. All bids in welcome. And when we sold at the garden centre, we sold over £50 worth. And eventually we sold £145, making a profit of around about £75. I have absolutely no doubt that it would be a benefit to any school. It doesn't matter what type of school you are, how big or how small you are, the benefits outweigh any problems that may arise. Yes, there is commitment. Yes, you have to do extra time. But at the end of the day, what the children get from it is a feeling of success, a feeling of you being able to use the skills they're likely to use in the marketplace after they've left school. So yes, I feel it's something that we should be looking forward to in terms of the type of things that should be going on in schools.
I think it's a really good experience. I think that schools around the country should take this on because it's fun and it helps kids to understand that just because you fail stuff doesn't mean that's the end, because you get back up and you try it again and you don't give up, and people get more confident, and we work as a team, we're never on our own. If we do something, we do it together.
Thank you, man, Joe.